what if Earth isn't actually the best planet for life? For most of human history, we believed Earth was special, a perfect accident in a cold and empty universe, the only place where oceans could exist, where forests could grow, where living creatures could survive under a blue sky. But over the last few decades, that idea has started to fall apart. Scientists have now discovered thousands of planets beyond our solar system. Some are giant balls of gas, some are frozen wastelands, others are burning worlds covered in lava. But hidden among them are a few rare planets that seem strangely familiar, worlds with the right temperature, the right size, and maybe even the right atmosphere for life. And according to some scientists, a few of these planets might not only be capable of supporting life, they might actually be better than Earth. The first world is called Kepler-452b. This planet was discovered in 2015 by the NASA Kepler Space Telescope. It's located around 1,400 light-years away from Earth in the constellation Cygnus. That means even traveling at the speed of light, it would take more than 1,000 years to reach it. But what makes this planet so important is not its distance. It's the fact that it looks incredibly similar to Earth. Kepler-452b is only about 60% larger than Earth. It orbits a star that is almost identical to our Sun, and most importantly, it lies inside the habitable zone, the perfect region around a star where temperatures are not too hot and not too cold, allowing liquid water to exist on the surface. Liquid water is one of the biggest clues scientists look for when searching for life. Everywhere we find water on Earth, we find life. In deep oceans, inside frozen glaciers, even in boiling volcanic springs. So if a planet has water, there is always a chance that life could appear there too. But Kepler-452b might have something Earth doesn't: time. Scientists believe this planet is around 6 billion years old. Earth is only about 4.5 billion years old. That means Kepler-452b has existed for roughly 1.5 billion years longer than our planet. Think about what that means. When Earth was only 1 billion years old, life here was incredibly simple. Tiny bacteria floating in the oceans. No animals, no trees, no dinosaurs, no humans. It took billions of years for intelligent life to finally appear. If Kepler-452b had the same ingredients as Earth, but started earlier, then life there could be much more advanced than life on our planet. Entire ecosystems might have had an extra billion years to evolve. If intelligent creatures exist there, they could be far beyond us in technology, science, and understanding of the universe. Some scientists even call Kepler-452b Earth's older cousin. But there is another reason why this planet might be better than Earth. Its star is slightly brighter than our Sun. That could mean Kepler-452b receives more energy, possibly creating a warmer and more stable climate. If the planet has a thicker atmosphere, it could trap heat more effectively and support larger oceans and greener environments. Imagine standing on the surface of Kepler-452b. The sky might glow a deeper shade of blue. The forests could be larger than anything on Earth. The oceans might stretch endlessly across the horizon. Giant mountains, strange plants, and perhaps even creatures unlike anything we can imagine could exist there. Of course, there is a problem. We still don't know exactly what Kepler-452b looks like. It is so far away that we cannot directly see its surface. Scientists only know it exists because when it passes in front of its star, it blocks a tiny amount of light. From that little drop in brightness, they can estimate its size and orbit. So while Kepler-452b is one of the best candidates for life, it remains a mystery. And then there's the second planet, a world much closer to us. A planet that might one day become the first destination for humanity beyond the solar system. Its name is Proxima Centauri b. Unlike Kepler-452b, which is impossibly far away, Proxima Centauri b is only 4.2 light-years from Earth. In cosmic terms, that is practically next door. It orbits the star Proxima Centauri, the closest star to our solar system. Every night, that tiny star is hanging somewhere in the darkness above us, and around it, hidden in the shadows, is a planet that could have life. Proxima Centauri b was discovered in 2016. It's only slightly larger than Earth and sits inside its star's habitable zone. If the conditions are right, water could exist there as rivers, lakes, or oceans. But Proxima Centauri b is very different from Earth. Its star is much smaller and cooler than our Sun, a red dwarf star. Because the star is weaker, the planet has to orbit much closer to stay warm enough for life. In fact, Proxima Centauri b is so close to its star that 1 year there lasts only 11 Earth days. But being that close creates a strange effect. Scientists believe the planet may be tidally locked. That means one side of the planet always faces the star, while the other side is trapped in eternal darkness. Imagine a world where the sun never rises and never sets. On one side, the sky would be frozen in permanent daylight, a bright red sun hanging motionless above the horizon forever. The surface could be dry, hot, and blasted by radiation. On the other side, there would be endless night. Temperatures could drop far below anything on Earth, a world of ice and darkness. But between these two extremes, there may be a narrow band around the planet where conditions are perfect, a place where the temperature is just right, not too hot, not too cold, a place where life could survive. If humans ever visited Proxima Centauri b, this twilight zone might be where we would build our first cities. Imagine living on a planet where one side of the sky is always glowing red, while the other side disappears into endless darkness. And despite all its dangers, Proxima Centauri b has one huge advantage over Kepler-452b. We might actually be able to reach it. Right now, our fastest spacecraft would still take tens of thousands of years to travel there, but scientists are already working on ideas for future missions. One of the most famous is called Breakthrough Starshot. The plan is to send tiny spacecraft powered by giant lasers. These probes could travel at nearly 20% the speed of light and might reach Proxima Centauri b in about 20 years. For the first time in human history, we may actually be able to send a machine to another habitable planet. And if that happens, we could finally answer one of the biggest questions ever asked. Are we alone? Because if even one of these planets has life, then life in the universe may be common. Maybe there are millions of Earth-like worlds scattered across the galaxy. Maybe every star in the night sky has its own planets, its own oceans, its own strange creatures looking up and wondering if they are alone too. The universe contains more than 100 billion galaxies, and each galaxy contains billions of stars. That means there could be trillions of planets. Even if only a tiny fraction of them can support life, there may still be more living worlds than we could ever imagine. And perhaps somewhere on one of those planets, there is a civilization far older than ours, a species that discovered fire before Earth even existed, a world where intelligent life had millions of extra years to evolve. Compared to them, humanity might still be in its earliest stage. But maybe that's what makes this moment so important. For the first time, we are no longer trapped by the idea that Earth is the only option. We know there are other worlds out there, better worlds, stranger worlds, worlds that could one day become our future. Maybe one day, thousands of years from now, humans will stand on the surface of Kepler-452b beneath an alien sky. Or maybe the first footsteps beyond our solar system will happen on Proxima Centauri b under the glow of a red sun. And when that day comes, we may realize something incredible. Earth was never the end of the story. It was only the beginning.